Hi guys, so today I'm gonna teach you how to make a graph in RStudio. It's pretty simple and fun. So the graph is gonna look like this. It's a dot graph, and we got the data that we're gonna use from a facial recognition experiment. The x-axis is the results of a Cambridge facial recognition test, and the y-axis is the result of a famous face recognition test. And we sort of divided the results into English speakers and non-English speakers. So if you're in the 0 category, that meant that they didn't speak English, and if they were the 1 category, that meant that the subjects did speak English. And also, we've used color to denote age. So the darker a point, the younger that subject was, and the lighter a point, the older that subject was. So let's get started. So you want to make sure that you have a new session in RStudio, and you want to open a new R script that you're going to use to type in your coding commands, and also a new text file where you're going to put your data. So we're going to go here. This is where we have our data. As you can see, the data also includes celebrity recognition and landmark recognition. Those aren't really relevant right now, but we're just going to include them in. We'll get them out later. So yeah, that's our data file. And now we're going to save this. And we can just call it Data Lab 6. Cool. Now, in order to make all that data into a table, first we're gonna type the following code. Make sure that you put quotes around the name of your data file. Cool, and then we're gonna run that. Or not. Let's see what mistakes we might have made here. Sorry, it's SEP equals. Yeah, whenever something goes wrong, it's most likely a typo, so just make sure that you've typed out everything correctly. Cool. And then we're going to type in view, then X, because X is what we have assigned our table to be called. And we're going to run that. Now I have this cool little table that we're going to use to make our graph. Sorry. We use that to make a graph. Oh, make sure to save your R script periodically, so that if something happens, you will not lose all of that code. So, yeah, let's just call it whatever. So, okay, now onto the graphing. This requires a package called a ggplot2, and so in order to get that, we're going to type in library, then ggplot2. And then we're going to hit run on that. And then now we can start typing in our stuff for our graph. So I'm going to type in qplot, and then your x variable, and then your y variable, and the name of the data set. Make sure to put the appropriate spaces in between the characters. Cool, and now you have this nice little graph. We're not done yet, but we've made a lot of progress. So yeah, as we said before, we want to divide the data into English speakers and non-English speakers. So to do that, we're going to keep what we've written already, but we can copy that, paste that here, and then add plus facet underscore grid, and then English. Then we're going to run that. And see, now it's divided into zeros and ones. So yeah, we're really getting somewhere. And after that, you also want to make sure that the colors of the dots denote the age of the subjects in the dots. So we're gonna copy this again, paste it here, and then in the middle of this first set of parentheses, after data equals x, we're gonna type color equals age, and age is going to be uppercase. So then we're going to run that and see. Now you can see that, like, if a dot is darker, the person was younger, and if it was lighter, the person was older. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and then we're just gonna like keep adding on to this line of code until we finally get what we want. So now we are going to change the size of the graph. So after color equals age, we're gonna add comma, size equals a capital I and then 3.5 in parentheses. Then we're going to run that. And now the size is different. It says the dots, so that's pretty cool. And then we're going to copy and paste that. And now we want to make the dots a little less opaque. so that they're more distinguishable from each other, because we don't want the graph to look all like lumpy and just like unreadable. So again, after size, I'm going to put a comma and we're going to type alpha equals some sort of decimal number between 0 and 1, because 0 would make the graph disappear completely, and if you made it 1, then it would just look like this, and we don't want that. So let's try 0.25 maybe. Oh, and remember to put an I, an uppercase I, right outside of that. Then you're going to run it. And see, now the dots are more distinguishable from each other because they sort of vary in translucence, so that's good. And now we're going to copy that, paste here, and now we're going to add jitter to it to sort of, again, this helps make it more readable. And make sure to put jitter in quotes. Yeah, so jitter, it does like sort of alter the space of the dots a little, but it's sort of like, it makes it so that the dots don't just like overlap each other, and it makes them, again, like sort of more legible. And then for our last step, see, because now it looks pretty similar to what we wanted, which is good. So for our last step, we're going to copy this last line again. And we're going to paste. And then we're going to add a title. So for this, you do not go back into the first set of parentheses. You go all the way to the end, right after English. And then you type plus GG title. We're going to make our title, what did we want to make it? We're going to make our title face recognition, age, and English. Oh, make sure to put quotes around that again. Then we're gonna run that. And there, we have our title. And as you can, if you look, yeah, if you want to zoom in, you can look, it looks pretty much exactly the same as what we wanted, except just in different dimensions, but that's fine. Awesome. Okay, so now you can, to save this, you hit export, then you hit save as PDF, and you can call it whatever you want. We'll call it face for cog, age, English, and then you can save that, and we're done. Okay, thank you. Happy graphing. Bye-bye.